Welcome to our first social studies lesson. What do you think I'm drawing here? Do some predictions. I'll give you a hint, you're on it. If you've guessed a globe, you're correct. Now, if you look at the globe, you can see that it's kind of tilted. We call that on its axis. And that's why we have our 4 seasons, because every time the Earth goes around the sun, at different positions around the sun, the top is pointing to and then gradually away from the sun, which makes the days get longer and shorter. Now, my drawing skills aren't the greatest, but when I was a student in my dad's class, he was a college professor, he used to be able to just draw maps of any, you could just call it out, any country around the world, and he would draw it. It's because when he was in 5th grade, he was in Germany during World War II, and he had encyclopedias, and he would practice drawing maps, and he used it his whole career as a professor. Now, I'm not quite as good as my dad. I have to kind of look at a map and look at or a globe before I start drawing. But anyway, I wanted to give you that kind of the same experience. And as you can see, I'm drawing the northern hemisphere. I'm not a very good speller, but I correct it here in a second. Yeah. So hemi means half and sphere means circle. So if we took the globe and we cut it in half, we have hemi, or half of the top, is our northern hemisphere, and the bottom part is our southern hemisphere. Those lines represent the Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer. And what those are is during spring and fall, spring and fall, yeah, that's where the Earth is tilted. No, I'm sorry, summer and winter for the north or the south, depending. And there is the United States of America on our little map, and now I'm coloring in all of North America. Canada is our neighbor. I try to draw it in there, but you can't see it from this angle or from this distance, but I've put in the Great Lakes. If you ever forget how to say the Great Lakes, just remember Homes, Homes, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. They're what's left over of a glacier that came across our planet, and when they melted, the ice had dug in huge chunks of land, and some of those rocks were deposited as far south as Gettysburg. When I was a little boy, we used to go to Gettysburg, where the Battle of Gettysburg between the North and the South had been finalized, and that's where the Gettysburg Address was given by Abraham Lincoln for the Emancipation Proclamation. But anyway, there were these huge boulders that were dropped off. Well, the Great Lakes are the remnant of the water. They are so deep that apparently you could take just one of those, I believe it's Superior, and if the Earth were completely flat, there'd be enough water in Superior to cover the whole Earth a couple of inches. That's how much water's there. Now, back when the Indians were here hundreds of years ago, the water was so clean and clear, but today it's very, very polluted. I even believe one of those, I think it was Erie, caught on fire in the 60s. There's so much gas and plastic on it that the lake actually caught on fire. I guess I shouldn't chuckle, it's pretty depressing. Okay, so anyway, what I'm drawing now is kind of North America, but I'm focusing in on the United States, just kind of giving you an idea of who our neighbors are. As you know, I lived in Brazil, and it's pretty cool. So many things are different you don't realize when you're living on the other side of the planet. First thing you notice is at night there's completely different stars in the night sky. The other thing you notice is when you flush the toilet or when you watch water go down a drain, it goes down in the opposite direction because the polarity of the Earth is different. Kind of neat. If you ever get a chance to go to South America, Brazil, Mexico are the two countries I've been to, both very beautiful place. And then I'm drawing Cuba and attempting to draw Alaska. It's about in that area. And then Hawaii is over here. And then we have some territories and some islands, but we have 50 states of the United States of America. I'm just showing you where it is present day, because we'll eventually narrow it down, because fifth grade social studies is California. But I think it's good that you see in the context of where California is in relation to the United States of America and to North America. And now, because I'm zooming in a little bit, I'm drawing in the lakes a little bit deeper. Those are the Great Lakes that I was telling you about. They're so big that during the winter time, they get so cold, water evaporates off of them and creates snow effect over Michigan and parts of Ohio. And in red, there is our California. California is an amazing place. If California was its own country, it would be 1/7 of the world economy. That's the state we live in. We should be very proud to be Californians and proud to be Americans. And just to give you a context, there is the equator that separates the northern hemisphere from the southern hemisphere. And I hope throughout this year you will get an appreciation for our history of our wonderful state and of our amazing country. I hope it makes you to be proud to be an American and honored to be a Californian. So we're going to have a great year learning some pretty neat stuff that makes us who we are. So welcome to our 5th grade social studies of California.